I want to share my story about the disease endometriosis, my full hysterectomy, and wide excision. Hi, I'm Soundslikeolive, and thanks for joining in again. If you're new here, please click the subscribe button, and now let's dive into the topic. First of all, I want to explain what endometriosis is for the people who don't know about it. Endometriosis is a painful chronic disease in which the tissue that normally lines the uterus, endometrium, grows in the other areas of the body, causing pain, irregular bleeding, and possible infertility. In my case, I had to suffer from infertility. Also, the result or the course of my endometriosis was that I created cysts all over my abdomen that came and went. I also want to explain how my journey with the endometriosis started. At age 19, I had my first cyst in my uterus, not knowing that I was suffering from endometriosis. When I was 24, 25-ish, I was the first time hospitalized, not knowing that I have endometriosis. I was treated for a severe inflammation in my abdomen and had to stay in the hospital for about 1 week. I had my first surgery, my first laparoscopy, in 2008. This is when they discovered that I have endometriosis stage 1. I was released from the hospital. They told me, "You are fine, you will be good again." It didn't go well. It's actually the result of not knowing much about endometriosis at this time. 3 other surgeries followed after this one, and in 2010 I lost the right tube because it was full of cysts from the endometriosis. Then I found a doctor, a specialist. It's called in German Cytologe. He was a very, very nice and supportive doctor. He really meant well when I came in with my pain issues, and he always did an ultrasound and saw the cyst and tried everything to not make me go through more surgeries because it was simply not good for my immune system and for my body. He actually tried to figure out a hormone therapy with me over the years, and after a lot of things failed, it was a long way to find the right medication for me. We found a pill that was able to control the growth of my cysts. Until 2014, it helped me to survive with endometriosis. Then I moved to the US. There was a pill what was similar to the pill I was using in Germany, but it didn't give me the same results. I ended up stopping with the hormonal therapy until I got hit by a pickup truck in 2015. This unfortunate event pushed the endometriosis to the side because of all the severe injuries I got from this accident at this time. For about 2 years, I had to concentrate more on my injuries from the accident than on the endometriosis, what didn't help the whole growth of the sickness endometriosis. After 2 years of healing from the accident, I slowly started seeing GYNs again. Again, they started to try to find a hormonal therapy for me, including the NuvaRing. That was, oh my God, that was like the worst experience I ever had. It's a ring you have to put into your vagina, and I had so much irregular and heavy bleeding. It was unbearable. So I got referred to a specialist. This specialist was able to do an exam on me, and he recommended a full hysterectomy and wide excision because he came to the conclusion that I was already in stage 4 of my endometriosis. Before I go into detail of my surgery that happened in July 30th, 2018, I want to define to you what a hysterectomy is. A hysterectomy is a surgical removal of the uterus. It may also involve removal of the cervix, ovaries, fallopian tubes, and other surrounding structures, usually performed by a GYN. A hysterectomy may be total or partial. In my case, it was a full hysterectomy and they removed the uterus, cervix, fallopian tubes, and left ovary. The only thing what's left is the right ovary that actually made me not going immediately into menopause. I'm having some trouble right now, so we are wondering whether the ovary is even still working or maybe also actually full of endometriosis, because endometriosis also had to be removed from the right ovary. But they could save it in a way that I was not immediately in menopause. I also want to define to you what a wide excision is. A wide excision involves cutting out areas of abnormal tissue with a wide margin, I don't know how to say that, to ensure that only healthy tissue is left behind. So that you just get an idea what happened while this surgery was going on. I want to tell you what the doctor told me after the surgery. He said that the endometriosis started slowly to grow over my kidneys. That's why the surgery was so necessary in my case, and it was a good decision to do this full hysterectomy and wide excision. He also said that the surgeries in Germany did actually more harm than good because it left a lot of scar tissue behind. And what they know now about the endometriosis is that it kind of keeps growing over the parts that are touched by the instruments from all the surgeries. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but there are like so many theories, and there's also so many question marks about this disease. There are more theories out than anything else. They also found severe endometriosis on the back of my vagina, the right ureter, underneath the left ureter, on the left sacral nerve roots, but they were able to remove the disease off without damaging the nerve, and they also were very, very close to the arteries. He said other doctors would have never touched this area, but because he was a specialist, he just wanted to get rid of all the endometriosis, the clusters of endometriosis I had in these parts of my body. I have a full report of my surgery, but it is so long. It is like a 1, 2, 3, 4 side report, and I try to translate it. I don't even know how to do it in German later, but I have to do a little bit of work. I just want to let you know about like a little bit. The endometriosis they found so far, it was way more, but I just tell you the endometriosis on parts I can pronounce right, because the other stuff is like way too complicated. So they found endometriosis of the left pelvic sidewall, on the bladder flap, the right pelvic sidewall, posterior vagina, I think this is what I already mentioned, the cervix, the ligaments, I don't know whether I say this right, but we will see, just let me know. Now I want to tell you about my experiences after the surgery. We know that we have now 2019 and the surgery was done in 2018. I still have to suffer from major, sometimes minor issues. It is also combined with the injuries I got from the accident, because this accident was also very severe, and like I said, I will definitely talk to you about it in a future video. I want to talk to you about when I woke up from the surgery. I was in so much pain. I can remember that my first thought was, oh my God, this is how women feel when they get a baby. I don't know why I thought this, but I can only imagine, because I was never pregnant, I never got a baby, that the pain women have to go through could be this pain I experienced when I woke up. My problem was that I had to vomit constantly. I couldn't stand the narcotics. I was vomiting air. The nurse told me walk around. It's also the gas, because like, how can you explain? They put gas into your stomach to blow you up that they can see everything, and they had to move me around to find all the endometriosis clusters in my body. So I was in so much pain and I had to vomit. I couldn't deal with any of the narcotics at the time. So actually, when you're feeling very good, it's not usually in Germany, they would leave you in the hospital at least for 1 week. That is like ridiculous how fast they kick you out of the hospital. I actually could have gone the same day, but due to my situation that it really didn't feel good, I had to stay overnight. The next day I actually felt a little bit better. They were able to give me a narcotic I could deal with. The first week I was at home was the worst. I vomited every day. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. They tried different narcotics on me. I couldn't stand them. I threw up constantly. I was in so much pain. It was a burning sensation I can't even describe. I was wondering what was worse, the accident I experienced a few years ago or this pain from the surgery. I couldn't decide. I really told my husband about 2 times this week, I will die. I'm dying. I'm dying here. I can't stay. That like everything was so inflamed. I can't even find words for that. It was like one cluster of time that just went by with this healing process. I can't describe it in another way. It was like the most painful thing I ever experienced, and let me tell you, I got hit by a truck. That was painful too. My husband was constantly on my side, and my mom, who lives in Germany, was with me every day via Skype. The second week I felt way better. I felt too good. That means I got up again and I cleaned up, and all of a sudden I had a sensation in my back shoulder that I describe it as a knife that's sticking in my back. And this knife is still to this day present. Now we don't know whether it's a combination from the injuries I had from the accident, because some people maybe saw a video from the past that I have a gap. I lose my teeth through the accident. I had several broken bones in my face. I broke the whole left side of my body. My artery was damaged. Like, it could be a combination with these injuries that, due to the surgery and working so close to the nerve roots and the arteries, that the scar tissue and everything is kind of so combined that this could be the reason why I still suffer from this pain constantly. These pain periods don't come in a pattern. I also couldn't figure out a pattern yet, even though I'm writing every day a pain journal, because it's almost like a nerve pain, muscle pain, maybe a phantom pain. I don't even know whether I say it right. We are in general pretty sure that it's scar tissue from the accident, from the surgery. And even though while I'm talking to you, I think about most of the endometriosis was found on the left side of my body. I mean, also on the right side. But could it be that this was the result of the accident, because I was so damaged from the accident on the left side of my body? Who knows? Because nobody actually knows how this sickness starts, like what causes this disease, endometriosis. Nobody knows. Nobody knows nothing about this. I mean, people go through different phases, through different traumas in their lives, and they just can't figure out what could be the reason for that. Over the last, let's say, 3 to 4 months, I started to feel a hormone imbalance in my body. That means my breasts are actually very tense and painful. At first it went down, so it was like, oh, maybe it's like my fake period, since I don't get a period any longer, that this could be the reason why this is happening. The problem is that now I'm walking around since like almost 2 months, 2 months, with the swollen, intense breasts, mostly on the left side more than on the right side, that something is off with my ovary that's left. We will figure this out with a new PCP and a new hormone testing. I hope I will get the results soon. I'm now on 200 milligrams of progesterone every night, what helps a lot. I created a rash around my mouth. I also actually suffer from neurodermitis and eczema since I'm a child. And this also came back. My eyes are full of eczema lately, but the rash around my mouth, it's a totally different thing. And it could be that this is connected to the hormone imbalance I experience over the last months. Yeah, I will figure this out. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Like this video or dislike this video, whatever you think about it. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. Thank you for joining in again, and tschüss und winke winke, your Sounds Like Olive.